Alright, today is Thursday, June 12th, 2025. We are at Walker's Mill. This is the start of the Panhandle Trail in Runnerdale. And there's a sign. Let's look at that sign real quick. Dedicated October 29th, 1999. Alright, I've seen that before. Panhandle Trail. There's another sign. A rough map here. So we are at Walker's Mill, Collier Township. And it goes all the way to West Virginia. Okay. Now, when I was putting this body cam on just now, I realized that the battery is somehow way down. And I don't know, I charged it up the other day, and maybe I kept the power on or something. I don't really know what I did. But somehow, I hope that I don't need a new battery for this thing. But anyway, so I'm going to have to cut this. Let's put it this way. This body cam footage is going to cut off, but that's okay. I have a cell phone. I can take the alternate video. The alternate video becomes the real video at that point. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed at that. Don't know why that happened. I know I had that thing charged to 100%. How it got down to like 35%, I have no idea. Anyway, I was only at this particular trailhead once last summer, August of 2024, and I always said I don't like the Panhandle Trail. I mean, it's okay. I don't like it as much as the Montour Trail, but I don't like, I guess, the wide, see, like the tree line's way over there. It's like these real wide lanes here. I don't like that. Hi. Hey. I mean, it looks like the tree line's closer on the left, see? But the right has that real wide open. Whatever. I got this dog park right here. And would you want to walk over into that? I don't think so. I wouldn't. Molly's Dog Park. Small dog area. They got rules, but who knows if people follow them. You know, for cleaning up after your dog and stuff. Well, the trees on the right are big enough. They hang over, sort of. There's still this like wide grassy area that's wider than the actual trail. Hi. I'll have to check if that camera doesn't hold the charge anymore. The battery doesn't hold the charge. I'll have to get a new one, new battery. Well, I've been using this thing for a little over a year. Got it in May of 2024. I've got, according to my records, somewhere around 77 body cam trips. So I've used this thing 77 times and charged it that much. So whatever. I'm hearing ducks or something over there. Hi. Oh, is that frogs? Get down there and see what that is. Hi. Oh, that dog's pissed. Dog's really pissed about something. Now, see, hear that? There's, well, I don't know if you can hear that. There's this noise. It sounds like frogs. Loud noise, too. Loud frog noise. This is pretty nice right here. So this is Scenic. Oh, you could, oh, I see a frog down inside the water there. Let me see if I can get a, I don't really want to walk in that grass too much and dogs and stuff, but let's see if we can, it's kind of hard to see. There's a, right there. There's like a frog or something. I mean, maybe that's a turtle. Who knows? Who knows what it is? You can hear them though. This actually is pretty scenic right here. There's that dog ahead of me up there. She's probably going to go spastic when I walk behind that lady. That's okay. Well, that sign is beat. it's hot today. That dog up there is really having a fit, knowing that someone's behind. Never had that kind of reaction with a dog before. He doesn't like strangers, I guess. Or maybe he's just really friendly. See, what I'm saying about this trail is that's an extra trail over there. It's grass. And on that side, there's like an extra trail. So it's like 3 times as wide as it needs to be. Hi. Hi. That dog was well behaved there, so he calmed down. Yeah, I wish this extra little path wasn't here on the right. We'll make that more scenic. Well, it does give it a different vibe. It's a little closer to get to this trail than the places I've been going. Slightly uphill. Could it be like when I was charging that, and I remember the last time I topped it off at 100%, I pulled the cord out, and then maybe I forgot to turn it off. Then usually it shuts off by itself. Yeah, the device shuts off by itself, so that couldn't have been it. It's got to be a bad battery. Gotta get that replaced. What would I do without a body cam? My videos would be useless. Hi. It's going to be a hot one today. It's going to like 87 or something. Crazy. Hi. So here's this trailhead. There's that little park down there. I remember doing that last year. So there's that trailhead right here. Pretty filled up with cars. Pretty small. So that's the Rennerdale station. So it says I've gone 0.7 miles. So I don't think that sign's too accurate. I often thought of buying like extra batteries and carrying those around with me so that my films could last longer, but usually I find by the time I do my walk and get back, my normal average walks, the battery on this body cam is only down to maybe like the lowest I ever got was about 20%. So I figured, I'm not going to waste money on more batteries. Yeah, boy, this is slightly uphill the whole way. It'll be good when you come back, though. Downhill on the return trip. Hi. It is super hot out here already. I've heard some people say that they like the Panhandle Trail. They think it's very scenic. I disagree. I mean, it's got scenery, but it's too darn wide. It would be so much better if that tree line was right up against this trail instead of this wide open thing. And also, it's too straight. You know, there are some curves in it, like that curve right back there. But it's still straight. Too straight. Let's look down here and watch where you step. Okay. There's that pipeline. I got footage of this last year. I don't need to do it again. Fossils Cliff. Find a fossil. Accessibility is difficult. And you can see it's all muddy there. I will not be doing that. Hi. Alright, so we've gone 1 mile already. Hi. So if that battery depleted from 100 all the way down to like 35 roughly on its own, it's not going to last too long on this trip. Oh, man. There's something over there. Something running around right there. There's that pipeline again. Man, I am so hot. I don't even like this trip today. Shouldn't have come to this trailhead. Hi. That dude wasn't even picking his feet up. Just dragging them. Man. I don't know what that is. It's really bugging my throat. He's a wawa. Sometimes that happens. You get something that it's in the back of your throat there. Oh man. I'm choking on that shit. Finally, there's like a curve in the trail up there. There's that curve back there. I'm gonna check where this battery's at. Holy crap, it's like down to like 8%. I think I'm gonna shut it down. Alright, so I'm shutting this thing off. I've gone 1.2 miles since Walker's Mill. But this battery ain't gonna last too much longer, and I'm gonna shut it down now. And then pick up with a cell phone if I see anything interesting. Bye for now. So, let's let those people go by. We're still on the Panhandle Trail. Shut off my body cam because of the battery getting down close to zero. Here's this little memorial here in memory of Kim Rutkowski, 2005. And there's that bridge up there. We're going to go up to that point. That goes to the Nike site road. That's a Nike site road. Goes up to the. I'm hearing a lot of water down there. I don't think you can see it from here, but there's a huge amount of water coming down from somewhere. I guess it's coming down from on this side and going down through the pipes down there. Anyway, we're still on the Panhandle Trail. There's that road that goes up to the neighborhood up there. Alright, so we don't take too many pictures of this thing because we'll save that. There is a sign 1.5 miles. Alright, so kind of messed up with his cameras today. Using the alternate video as the main video. This is the, we're underneath that Nike site road on the Panhandle Trail. I'll come up here where we can actually see the Nike site. I remember doing this last year, and then when I went home, I looked this up on a map because see, there's that extra roadway over here that came down from the hillside up there in the neighborhood. And, really couldn't see. I went to some houses or something way down there. Now there's the Nike site. There's the road that goes up there. Alright, so that way goes towards Oakdale. This way goes back to Rennerdale. We're going to go back now. It's at 1 point, right there, 1.64 miles. That's enough for today. Is the Nike site. Now doing a selfie. There's a selfie, and there's the Nike site right there. Alright, so here's a bench in memory of Paul Herman, Regis Herman, Reg and Sally Herman. There's that Nike site road. This is heading back towards, this Panhandle Trail heading back towards Rennerdale. And again, this is the 1.5 mile marker. 1.5. These mile marker indicators aren't too great on this trail compared to Montour Trail. Now, later when you get down that way towards McDonald and everything, they end up having nicer signs, like white signs with numbers on them. This is pretty lame right here. Now we're still heading back towards Rennerdale. Again, we were just there, and now we're going down here. And see that roadway up there? Goes to some homes in the neighborhood up there. I don't think anybody uses this road, although they might. And here's this place again. Let's see what this bench says. In memory of a yellow lab named Ella. Huh. Alright. So continuing on, way back to Rennerdale, there's that bridge way up there, the Nike site. See how straight this trail is? It's kind of scenic with the trees on each side, but the trees need to be closer to the trail. I'll keep repeating that. I'm really trying to make that point. Alright, so I occasionally pop up this alternate video camera. because body cam is shut down right now. Okay, we'll pick it up later. Okay, so we're still on the Panhandle Trail. We were down there, that's towards Oakdale. We left that, we're heading back towards Rennerdale that way. We're stopping right here again to take a look at this water. And there's that pipeline over there. Let's hold this camera up and wait a minute, I don't want to drop this thing. Boy, don't I want to drop it. Boy, I don't want to drop that. Alright, that's enough of that. Cool. Alright, pick it up at the next. I do want to mention I'm now headed downhill slightly, so that's great on the return trip because man, it is super hot out here today. I'm sweating so much. Here's another bench. Let's just take a look at that real quick. There's the 1.0 mile marker. George J. Gerbin. Okay. See, these are lame ass signs, really. These mile markers. I mean, they do the job, but they look kind of lame. Okay. Until the next time. Alright, so at least here, there is a slight curvature there. Curving the trail. And if you look behind me, there's that little crest, and so you can't see. So that's a little bit better than just seeing a long straightaway. Now let's switch to selfie mode. Alright, so that is back towards Oakdale. I'm a stripped. And that is back towards Rennerdale. Now that's the way I normally have it with my glasses up, but I got them down today because it's really sunny. Alright, you know, dumbass, I had the camera on selfie mode. Alright, Fossils Cliff. You see all that mud right there? That's nasty. So that's that pipeline over there. It's got its own little bridge to hold it up from the water. Now it goes back to Rennerdale. It goes back towards Oakdale. Alright, so we need to watch where you're stepping on this shit. Okay, here we go, we're heading back. Shutting this down again. In memory of Ruth and George Forsyth. Alright, so we're still heading back towards Rennerdale. See, that's a nice curve in the trail. There's a nice curve in the trail. Now, alright, so the rare curve in the trail, Panhandle Trail, there's that one. And if I turn this around, there's that one. Just happened to turn my head and I looked up there and see that. A rooster deal. What it is, baby, what it is. We're still at that curve in the Panhandle Trail. Now it's starting to straighten out down there. Okay.
We one time went to Panhandle at the same time and we saw each other's families there.
Alright, so it says Martin J. Randall. There's that birdhouse up there. Huh, cool. Alright, so we're inside this little pavilion. The Zawilla family. The Tony family. Wow, I got different people's names there. There's this little shack here. And then, let's look over here. Now look, there's no cars here. Before this was packed with cars when I came up. And now there's no cars. There's that map. Alright, and then over here, the path to the pedestrian bridge is at a maximum slope of 11.9. The accessibility rating is difficult. You better believe it. Bye-bye. I mean, I'm not signing off. I'm just this particular one I'm signing off. Alright, so there's that bridge down there. There's that stuff. There's that little pathway. Alright, so I'm looking at the hillside along the Panhandle Trail and back towards Walker's Mill. And there's some serious waterfalls down here. Rapids. Well, that's moving pretty quick. There's the 0.5 mile marker. So that is making a lot of racket. That's pretty right over there. Rapids. Okay. Harry and Velma Patterson. What the hell does this sign say? Alright, so there's a bench dedicated to David Wright, PE. There's a hat sitting on that side there. Still heading back towards Walker's Mill. Yeah. Check out, okay, there's some scenic rocks over there, but look at this swamp down here. Little stagnant water. Did not want to go in that. You do not want to be in that. Trust me. Alright, so there's that vein, weather vane deal. We go over here. There's that cool scenic rock. Scenic rocks.
Yeah, then why does it sit on his bed in the middle?
Alright, so here's another little pavilion. Lights in it. Cool. Prevent Lyme disease. Collier Sportsman's Club. We're getting close, pretty close to the end of this again. We'll resume in a moment. Alright, so we just crossed 3 miles according to this, and we're still not back yet. Figured it would be around 3.2. A little more than that, maybe. There's that dog park over there. Alright, so there's more of that pipeline. Over the water, they have a little bridge for it. Okay, we're almost back. Alright, so we are back at Walker's Mill. There's this bike here. A monument to the bike. And here's this sign here. So all we did was went from that endpoint just up there somewhere. You know, like maybe right around that flat part there. Alright, it's kind of pretty here. There's Walker's Mill. Okay, we're back. Alright, so we're back in the car at Walker's Mill, Panhandle Trail, and we have 3.26 miles. We're gonna call it 3.3. Alright, so we're gonna sign off now. Bye-bye.